Differential action upon the sexes of forces which tend to segregate the feeble-minded. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Trisha G. Differential action upon the sexes of forces which tend to segregate the feeble-minded by Leta S. Hollingworth. Teachers College, Columbia University. First published in Journal of Abnormal Psychology and Social Psychology, Volume 17, pages 35 to 57. 1. Previous observations. It has been often stated that among individuals of the lowest 2 or 3 percentiles in the distribution of human intelligence, there are more males than females. This statement has been based chiefly on the census of state training schools for mental defectives, and of special classes for subnormal children. Such enumerations practically always show a preponderance of males. Kuhlman, Kuhlman F., the part played by the state institutions in the care of the feeble-minded, Journal of Psychoasthenics, 1916, gives figures, which may serve us as fair samples, collected by him in 1915 as the result of a questionnaire returned from 7 states in this country. In the state schools for feeble-minded were 4,046 males, 53.5%, and 3,518 females, 46.5%. The United States report for 1910 showed in institutions for the feeble-minded 11,015 males, 53.8%, and 9,716 females, 46.2%. Special classes for subnormal children in local school districts also show more boys than girls on the registers. The reports of the Inspector of Ungraded Classes in New York City show a ratio of more than 2 boys to 1 girl. Recent reports from England show 3 boys to 2 girls on the records of the Special Schools After Care Committee of the City of Birmingham. Report of the Education Committee, City of Birmingham, England, quoted in School and Society, October 22, 1921, a ratio, "which is frequently found in the various special schools for the mentally defective." From reports of which those cited are fair samples, inferences like the following are drawn. "Idiocy is almost everywhere recognized as more common in males than in females." Ellis H., Man and Woman, 1909 edition. "There is no doubt that there are more feeble-minded boys than girls. There are more boys in the special classes in London, and in the Helfschulen in Germany, and in the special classes so far found in the United States, and everything agrees with this." Goddard, H. H., 2,000 Normal Children Measured by the Binet Measuring Scale, Pedagogical Seminary, 1911. In working among the children in the special classes for mental defectives in Philadelphia, Sylvester R., The Form Board, Psychological Monographs, 1913, noticed that when mental tests were made by him, the girls of these classes were revealed as more defective than the boys, though fewer in number, and he commented as follows, "For reasons not of interest here, a relatively small number of girls are placed in the special backward classes. It is a matter of observation, confirmed by these results, in mental tests, that the girls of these classes as a group are more backward than the boys. Obviously the girls of a mental grade corresponding to the brighter boys in the backward classes were left in the regular classes." Reference should here be made to the findings of the Royal Commission of Great Britain of 1904. Treadgold, A., Mental Deficiency, William Wood and Company, New York, 1920. This commission sought to enumerate the feeble-minded outside of institutions by sampling certain sections of the country and applying a social economic criterion to the inhabitants. The definition of feeble-minded person which they adopted was, "one who is capable of making a living under favorable circumstances, but is incapable from mental defect existing from birth or from an early age, A. Of competing on equal terms with his normal fellows, or B. Of managing himself and his affairs with ordinary prudence." Upon application of this criterion, the Commission found more feeble-minded males than females, but there is every reason to suppose that this criterion applies unequally to the sexes. The same supposition holds for their definitions of imbecile and idiot. Within the last 5 years, fairly large samplings of school children, chosen as nearly as possible at random, have been measured objectively for intelligence, with results which are not consistently the same. Terman, L.M., The Measurement of Intelligence, Houghton Mifflin, Boston, 1916, found no sex difference in numbers of the very stupid identified, in measuring 905 school children selected at random. Pressey, L.W., Sex Differences Shown by 2,544 School Children on a Group Scale of Intelligence with Special Reference to Variability, Journal of Applied Psychology, 1918, In testing a random sampling of 2,544 school children in Indiana, found boys to be more variable, and to preponderate among the very stupid. In another sample of 1,408 school children, the same investigators found a similar result, while in a sample of 787 children, limited to the ages of 12 and 13 years, no sex difference in variability was found, but boys preponderated among the very low scores, girls preponderating at the opposite extreme. Fraser, G.W., Sex Differences in Mental Traits and in School Achievement, Master's Essay, Stanford University, 1919, In mental tests of 1,550 unselected school children in California, found no sex difference in variability and no preponderance of inferior intelligence among boys. Studies by means of educational and mental measurement made previous to 1914, which bear upon the question of sex differences in intellectual deviation, have been reviewed elsewhere by the present writer, Hollingworth, L.S., Variability as Related to Sex Differences in Achievement, American School of Sociology, 1914, and will not be noted here. In general, these studies were based on inadequate samplings, and yielded no conclusive results. 2. Aim of the present investigation. The present investigation proposes 1. To throw additional light upon the question of the frequency of extreme deviations in intelligence as related to sex, 2. To pass upon the validity of the census of the segregated as a measure of sex differences in mental variation, and 3. To give an account of the extent to which segregation may be differential as it affects boys and girls. The method is to analyze large samplings respectively of those who are brought for mental examination because they are thought to be deficient, and of those who have been actually segregated. As preliminary to the collection of data, the following specific questions were formulated. 1. Are males and females brought in equal numbers from the general population for examination as suspected mental defectives? 2. Are males and females committed in equal numbers to institutions for mental defectives? 3. Are males and females brought for mental examination as suspected mental defectives, and those committed as such equally distributed in birthday age? 4. Are males and females so brought, and those so committed, of equal birthday age, mental age for mental age? 5. Are males and females so brought, and those so committed, equally stupid, age for age? 6. What inferences are to be drawn from a census of the segregated regarding the relative frequency of extremely low intelligence as related to sex? 3. Material of the present investigation. The present writer undertook the investigation of some of the above propounded questions first in 1913, and in that year some of the data here included were published. Hollingworth, L.S. The Frequency of Amentia as Related to Sex, Medical Record, 1913, End footnote. The material was, therefore, gathered in two separate parts at two different times as follows. 1. In 1913, 1,000 consecutive cases of suspected mental deficiency were transcribed from the files of the Clearinghouse for Mental Defectives at the Postgraduate Hospital in New York City. This was a public clinic from which children or adults, if found to be feeble-minded, might be officially committed to appropriate institutions. Individuals of any age from any borough of Greater New York, if suspected of inadequate intelligence, were admissible to this clinic for mental examination. Measurement of intelligence was made at that time by means of Goddard's revision of Binet's measuring scale. The mental examinations were made by psychologists duly appointed to serve on this clinic, among whom was the present writer, who made about 1/3 of the measurements recorded here. Of the 1,000 consecutive cases tabulated, 117 had no record of mental measurement, because of sensory defect, language difficulty, non-cooperation, and so forth. 2. In 1921, 1,142 cases were taken from the official files of the Psychological Laboratory in the institution maintained by the Department of Public Welfare of New York City, called the Children's Hospital of Randall's Island. This is the municipal institution for the detention of the feeble-minded. The mentally defective of the city are received here without limitations as to age, and receive training in the schools conducted there, though the institution is called the Children's Hospital, the great majority of inmates being children of school age, as will be seen from the data presented. The data here used were obtained by transcribing all commitments resident at any time since the establishment of the Psychological Laboratory, alphabetically by surname, through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. All cases falling under these categories were transcribed in order, both those who were inmates at the time of transcription and those who had been inmates, except epileptics, and those whose mental tests were incomplete. The latter were cases either just admitted to the island or too ill to be brought for mental examination, and were distributed in chance proportion between the sexes. The method of mental measurement was the Stanford Binet in about 90% of cases, the remainder having been measured by Goddard's revision of Binet's scale, by Pintner's scale of performance tests, or by Kuhlmann's extension of Binet's measuring scale. The last named was used in grading cases under 3 years mentally. The mental measurements were made by the psychologists duly appointed to serve in the Psychological Laboratory after civil service examination, or by assistants directly under their supervision. These two distinct collections of data may be regarded as check samples for each other. In each case, the date, 1913 or 1921, refers to the year in which the transcription of cases was made. There are certain reasons for supposing that the results here obtained from the study of segregated cases might differ somewhat from those obtained from a study of all segregated mental defectives in the state. The institution studied is located in a city, and there probably is a tendency to send boys and men to country institutions where they can work upon the land. More males than females are transferred to upstate schools, as the files show. It seems highly probable that more males may be sent to the country in the first place, since that is permissible. Again, the state maintains a separate institution for feeble-minded women of childbearing age, and this may affect somewhat the number of women of that age found in this study of inmates. 1921 data. These possible selective influences do not, however, affect the data from those brought for examination 1913, as these cases were uncommitted at the time of examination. 4. Comparative incidence of males and of females in the samples studied. Are males and females brought in equal numbers for mental examination as suspected mental defectives? Are males and females segregated in equal numbers in an institution for mental defectives? Of the 1,000 consecutive individuals examined in the Clearinghouse for mental defectives, 568 were males and 432 were females. Of the 1,142 cases listed in the Randall's Island institution alphabetically, 603 were males and 539 were females. The preponderance of males brought for examination is greater than the preponderance of males actually segregated here, probably for two reasons. The first of these is that already mentioned, namely, that there may be a tendency to commit males to state schools where agriculture is possible. The second probability is that considerable numbers of the males presented are not committed, because they are found on test to be of a status higher than that where commitment can be justified. It is true that more males than females are born, in a proportion of about 106 to 100. Footnote: Williams, J. W., Obstetrics, D. Appleton and Company, New York, 4th edition, 1917. Rauber, A., Der Überschuss an Nahrungsgeburten aus seiner biologische Bedeutung, A. Georgi, Leipzig, 1900. Statistics of mortality, however, show a somewhat higher death rate among male infants, so that by adolescence the numerical equality of the sexes is usually considered to be established. No statistics are available to the present writer from which the exact numerical ratio of the sexes at each birthday age in New York City over the decade studied can be learned. The federal census in 1910 gave a proportion of 1,029 males to 1,000 females in New York City, and in 1920 gave the proportion as 998 males to 1,000 females. The preponderance of males examined and the preponderance of males segregated in New York City is greater at any rate from the preponderance of males born or living in New York City during the time studied, as follows. 5. Comparative age of males and females in the samples studied. Are males and females brought for mental examination as suspected moral defectives, and those committed as such, equally distributed in birthday age? Proportion of males to females born, 106 to 100. Proportion of males to females living in New York City 1910, 1,029 to 1,000. Proportion of males to females living in New York City 1920, 998 to 1,000. Proportion of males to females examined 1913, 130 to 100. Proportion of males to females committed 1921, 112 to 100. This question is answered in the tables and graphs immediately following. Table 1, Parts 1 and 2, showing the distribution of males and females by birthday age examined consecutively in New York City as suspected mental defectives, 1913, and as detained in an institution for mental defectives in New York City, 1921. Birthday age, years. 0 to 1. Presented for examination, 1913, males 3, females 1. Segregated, 1921, males 0, females 0. Age 1 to 2. Presented for examination 1913, males 5, females 5. Segregated 1921, males 3, females 0. Age 2 to 3. Presented for examination males 12, females 7. Committed males 5, females 6. Age 3 to 4. Presented for examination males 13, females 10. Committed males 14, females 7. Age 4 to 5. Presented for examination males 19, females 12. Committed males 20, females 11. Age 5 to 6. Presented for examination males 20, females 13. Committed males 25, females 14. Age 6 to 7. Presented for examination males 22, females 13. Committed males 23, females 7. Age 7 to 8. Presented for examination males 25, females 16. Committed males 27, females 20. Age 8 to 9. Presented for examination males 33, females 18. Committed males 29, females 21. Age 9 to 10. Presented for examination males 32, females 18. Committed, males 34, females 14. Age, 10 to 11. Presented for examination, males 46, females 21. Committed, males 39, females 21. Age, 11 to 12. Presented for examination, males 46, females 17. Committed, males 27, females 21. Age, 12 to 13. Presented for examination, males 52, females 39. Committed, males 33, females 33. Age, 13 to 14. Presented for examination, males 57, females 25. Committed, males 43, females 22. Ages 14 to 15. Presented for examination, males 59, females 24. Committed, males 43, females 43. Age 15 to 16. Presented for examination, males 46, females 34. Committed, males 43, females 33. Age 16 to 17. Presented for examination, males 17, females 29. Committed, males 22, females 33. Age 17 to 18. Presented for examination, males 15, females 21. Committed, males 18, females 27. Age 18 to 19. Presented for examination, males 10, females 15. Committed, males 18, females 17. Age 19 to 20. Presented for examination, males 5, females 17. Committed, males 9, females 24. Age 20 to 21. Presented for examination, males 6, females 7. Committed, males 6, females 20. Age 21 to 22. Presented for examination, males 3, females 13. Committed, males 11, females 13. Age 22 to 23. Presented for examination, males 1, females 7. Committed, males 11, females 7. Age 23 to 24. Presented for examination, males 1, females 6. Committed, males 7, females 10. Age 24 to 25. Presented for examination, males 2, females 5. Committed, males 7, females 13. Age 25 to 26. Presented for examination, males 2, females 5. Committed, males 9, females 9. Age 26 to 27. Presented for examination, males 3, females 0. Committed, males 4, females 5. Age 27 to 28. Presented for examination, males 2, females 1. Committed, males 3, females 5. Age 28 to 29. Presented for examination, males 2, females 5. Committed, males 4, females 9. Age 29 to 30. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 4, females 4. Age 30 to 31. Presented for examination, males 1, females 3. Committed, males 4, females 9. Age 31 to 32. Presented for examination, males 2, females 2. Committed, males 4, females 4. Age 32 to 33. Presented for examination, males 1, females 4. Committed, males 4, females 5. Age 33 to 34. Presented for examination, males 0, females 3. Committed, males 4, females 4. Age 34 to 35. Presented for examination, males 0, females 1. Committed, males 4, females 3. Age 35 to 36. Presented for examination, males 1, females 4. Committed, males 7, females 3. Age 36 to 37. Presented for examination, males 0, females 1. Committed, males 2, females 5. Age 37 to 38. Presented for examination, males 1, females 2. Committed, males 2, females 5. Age 38 to 39. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 5, females 3. Age 39 to 40. Presented for examination, males 1, females 2. Committed, males 3, females 3. Age 40 to 41. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 3, females 0. Age 41 to 42. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 1, females 2. Age 42 to 43. Presented for examination, males 0, females 1. Committed, males 1, females 4. Age 43 to 44. Presented for examination, males 1, females 1. Committed, males 6, females 3. Age 44 to 45. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 2, females 0. Age 45 to 46. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 2, females 6. Age 46 to 47. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 1, females 3. Age 47 to 48. Presented for examination, males 1, females 0. Committed, males 0, females 4. Age 48 to 49. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males and females 0. Age 49 to 50. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 1, females 2. Age 50 to 51. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 1, females 3. Age 51 to 52. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males and females 0. Age 52 to 53. Presented for examination, males 0, females 1. Committed, males 0, females 1. Age 53 to 54. Presented for examination, males and females 0. Committed, males 0, females 1. Age 54 to 55. Presented for examination, males 0, females 1. Committed, males 0, females 0. Age 55 to 56. Committed, males 0, females 1. Age 56 to 57. Committed, males 1, females 0. Age 57 to 58. Committed, males 1, females 0. Age 58 to 59. Committed, males 1, females 2. Age 59 to 60, 0. Age 60 to 61, 0. Age 61 to 62, committed, males 0, females 1. Figure 1, presenting graphically the facts recorded in Table 1, Part 1, showing the comparative frequency of males and females among 1,000 consecutive cases of supposed mental deficiency by birthday age. Figure 3, presenting graphically the facts of Table 2, Part 1, showing that females of a given mental status escape mental examination longer than do males of the same status. Figure 2, presenting graphically the facts recorded in Table 1, Part 2, showing the comparative frequency of males and females among 1,142 individuals segregated as mental defectives by birthday age. From the data, it is clearly seen that the preponderance of males is due to the presence of boys under 16 years of age. Males are brought for examination and are segregated at a relatively early age. Girls escape the pressure that brings about identification longer than do boys. It is obvious that many women who were in childhood of a status warranting segregation escaped until the age of 20 or 30 years, or longer, in ways which are not open to boys and men in question. Since many die before the age of 16 years, it follows that many females escaping examination and segregation at the ages when males are most frequently examined and committed never come under those influences which cause the curves of distribution to cross at 16 years, because they have died in the meantime. Also, there is no reason to suppose that factors which finally become operative to bring feeble-minded girls for examination and commitment after 16 years of age are equal in pressure to those which bring feeble-minded boys before 16. Even if all the feeble-minded live to be just 70 years old, let us say, there is no reason to suppose that as many females as males would be ultimately identified by present social pressures. Our second question relating to comparative age is this: are males and females brought for mental examination as suspected mental defectives, and those so committed, of equal birthday age, mental age for mental age? Table 2, Part 1, showing that females are older chronologically, mental age for mental age, than are males, brought for examination as suspected mental defectives in New York City, 1913. Mental age years, 0 to 4. Birthday age at examination, males, average 7.1, absolute deviation 3.2, cases 92. Females, average 8.1, absolute deviation 3.8, cases 65. Mental age 4 to 5. Males, average 9.2, absolute deviation 2.4, cases 29. Females, average 11.4, absolute deviation 4.3, cases 16. Mental age 5 to 6. Males, average 12.6, absolute deviation 4.2, cases 25. Females, average 13.2, absolute deviation 4.3, cases 32. Mental age 6 to 7. Males, average 11.4, absolute deviation 2.9, cases 42. Females, average 15.8, absolute deviation 6.0, cases 40. Mental age 7 to 8. Males, average 13.5, absolute deviation 2.9, cases 76. Females, average 15.0, absolute deviation 4.6, cases 45. Mental age 8 to 9. Males, average 12.9, absolute deviation 2.5, cases 82. Females, average 17.2, absolute deviation 5.1, cases 56. Mental age 9 to 10. Males, average 14.0, absolute deviation 2.7, cases 70. Females, average 17.3, absolute deviation 4.3, cases 53. Mental age 10 to 11. Males, average 15.2, absolute deviation 2.7, cases 57. Females, average 18.5, absolute deviation 5.4, cases 46. Mental age 11 to 12. Males, average 14.2, absolute deviation 1.0, cases 20. Females, average 17.7, absolute deviation 2.5, cases 27. Mental age 12 plus. Males, average 13.0, absolute deviation 0, cases 4. Females, average 16.8, absolute deviation 2.9, cases 6. Table 2, Part 2, showing that females are older chronologically, mental age for mental age, than are males committed to an institution for mental defectives in New York City, 1921. Mental age years, below 3. Birthday age as examined in institution-committed cases, males, average 11.3, absolute deviation 7.6, cases 154. Females, average 11.7, absolute deviation 6.7, cases 111. Mental age 3 to 4. Males, average 14.0, absolute deviation 8.5, cases 66. Females, average 16.5, absolute deviation 9.6, cases 47. Mental age 4 to 5. Males, average 13.0, absolute deviation 6.0, cases 51. Females, average 16.7, absolute deviation 7.6, cases 38. Mental age 5 to 6. Males, average 18.7, absolute deviation 9.4, cases 42. Females average 19.2, absolute deviation 9.1, cases 52. Mental age 6 to 7. Males average 18.0, absolute deviation 8.7, cases 66. Females average 21.5, absolute deviation 8.6, cases 95. Mental age 7 to 8. Males average 16.2, absolute deviation 5.5, cases 72. Females average 22.7, absolute deviation 9.3, cases 64. Mental age 8 to 9. Males average 16.2, absolute deviation 5.0, cases 74. Females average 19.7, absolute deviation 7.0, cases 64. Mental age 9 to 10. Males average 15.7, absolute deviation 3.0, cases 35. Females average 20.1, absolute deviation 7.0, cases 37. Mental age 10 to 11. Males average 17.6, absolute deviation 5.7, cases 22. Females average 20.6, absolute deviation 6.3, cases 26. Mental age 11 plus. Males average 18.0, absolute deviation 6.1, cases 21. Females average 19.8, absolute deviation 4.2, cases 5. Figure 4. Presenting graphically the facts of Table 2, Part 2, showing that females of a given mental status escape segregation longer than do males of the same status. From Table 2, Parts 1 and 2, it is clear that females who survive in the ordinary schools and in society till past the age of adolescence do not do so because they are of better mentality than the corresponding males. Females of any given mental age escape examination and segregation longer than do males of the same mental age, this difference becoming very marked above the mental age of 6 to 7 years. A female with a mental age of 6 years has as good a chance to survive inconspicuously in the educational, social, and economic milieu of New York City as does a male of mental age of 10 years. That a greater age of females at each mental age does not result simply from greater longevity of females is clear from the distributions in Figures 1 and 2. 6. Comparative stupidity of males and females in the samples studied. Are males and females, brought for mental examination as suspected mental defectives, and those so segregated, equally stupid age for age? In seeking the answer to this question, the IQs have been distributed by sex and by birthday age, and the average IQ under each birthday age has been found for each sex separately. Also, the IQs have been distributed by sex, disregarding birthday age. IQ is here taken to mean the ratio between birthday age and mental age, by whatever scale of measurement was used. In almost all of the cases here distributed, the scale was either Stanford-Binet, 1921, or Goddard's revision, 1913. In these tabulations, a difficulty arises through the lack of exact measurement below the level of 3 years. As before stated, a few cases testing below 3 had been measured by Kuhlmann's method, and the IQs for these can be included. All who remained unmeasured, being listed in the records simply as below 3, were omitted from the distributions. Very few of the children sufficiently stupid to be presented or segregated early register as high as 3 mentally by their 6th birthday. Not enough children under 7 by birthday age registered 3 or more mentally, so that distribution of IQs under that age would be worthwhile. The calculations begin, therefore, with the 7-year-olds. There is no reason to suppose that the comparison would result differently if all individuals below 3 mentally could be included in the distribution of IQs. More males than females are below 3 in mental age, but this does not mean that there are more very low grade intelligences among the males. Inspection of Table 4 will show that more of the males than of the females below 3 mentally are relatively young children, so that their IQs, when they have developed through the period of growth, may be relatively high. By methods at present known, it is, of course, not possible to calculate the lowest existing IQs. It is an interesting theoretical question as to how low IQ can run in the human species, and as to what "just not any intelligence" or zero intelligence would be. The tables and graphs which follow show the facts with respect to the comparative stupidity of the males and females in the samples here studied. In making the graphs in Figures 5 and 6, all individuals over 16 years of age have been grouped together as adults, because after that point the cases at any one age are so very few that comparison from year to year has practically no reliability. It will be seen that at the points which include the great majority of cases, namely among children of school age, the females have less intelligence than the males. After the age of 16 years, the difference disappears. For cases presented for examination after that age, the average IQ is 52 for both males and females. Among segregated cases, the average IQ for adult females is 43, and for adult males 45, with a large measure of unreliability. It is interesting to see what the differences are between the presented and the finally segregated. The IQs of those presented run about 10 points higher on the average than the IQs of the actually committed. The difference in stupidity between the sexes is much more marked among those actually segregated than among those presented for examination. A girl must be relatively more stupid than a boy in order to be presented for examination, in the first place, and she must be still more stupid, comparatively, in order that she may be actually segregated as unfit for social and economic participation. Table 3, Part 1. Showing the relative stupidity of males and females presented for mental examination as suspected mental defectives, omitting cases of mental age below 3, 1913. Birthday age, years, 7 to 8. Males, average IQ, to the nearest 0.5%, 69. Absolute deviation, 17.8. Cases, 17. Females, average IQ, 75. Absolute deviation, 9.3. Cases, 11. Birthday age, 8 to 9. Males, average IQ, 65. Absolute deviation, 14.5. Cases, 21. Females, average IQ, 58. Absolute deviation, 15.9. Cases, 16. Birthday age, 9 to 10. Males, average IQ, 70. Absolute deviation, 15.4. Cases, 30. Females, average IQ, 70. Absolute deviation, 16.2. Cases, 14. Birthday age, 10 to 11. Males, average IQ, 71. Absolute deviation, 14.8. Cases, 41. Females, average IQ, 67. Absolute deviation, 12.6. Cases, 18. Birthday age, 11 to 12. Males, average IQ, 70. Absolute deviation, 14.3. Cases, 43. Females, average IQ, 66. Absolute deviation, 12.5. Cases, 16. Birthday age, 12 to 13. Males, average IQ, 66. Absolute deviation, 10.2. Cases, 52. Females, average IQ, 57. Absolute deviation, 12.6. Cases, 38. Birthday age, 13 to 14. Males, average IQ, 67. Absolute deviation, 11.3. Cases, 52. Females, average IQ, 67. Absolute deviation, 11.0. Cases, 24. Birthday age, 14 to 15. Males, average IQ, 61. Absolute deviation, 11.5. Cases, 55. Females, average IQ, 60. Absolute deviation, 12.4. Cases, 22. Age 15 to 16. Males, average IQ, 53. Absolute deviation, 9.9. Cases, 45. Females, average IQ, 57. Absolute deviation, 8.0. Cases, 33. Age, 16 plus. Males, average IQ, 52. Absolute deviation, 9.4. Cases, 70. Females, average IQ 52, absolute deviation 10.3, cases 150. Table 3, Part 2, showing the relative stupidity of males and females detained in an institution for mental defectives, omitting cases of mental age below 3, except a few such cases examined by Kuhlmann's method, 1921. Birthday age, years, 7 to 8. Males, average IQ 60, absolute deviation 14.5, cases 14. Females, average IQ 62, absolute deviation 18.3, cases 17. Age, 8 to 9. Males, average IQ 53, absolute deviation 13.0, cases 21. Females, average IQ 51, absolute deviation 9.2, cases 15. Age, 9 to 10. Males, average IQ 64, absolute deviation 14.1, cases 30. Females, average IQ 64, absolute deviation 10.7, cases 9. Age, 10 to 11. Males, average IQ 61, absolute deviation 15.7, cases 34. Females, average IQ 52, absolute deviation 13.6, cases 20. Age, 11 to 12. Males, average IQ 60, absolute deviation 13.4, cases 26. Females, average IQ 50, absolute deviation 11.2, cases 17. Age, 12 to 13. Males, average IQ 61, absolute deviation 11.5, cases 29. Females, average IQ 51, absolute deviation 14.3, cases 29. Age, 13 to 14. Males, average IQ 60, absolute deviation 14.9, cases 37. Females, average IQ 48, absolute deviation 14.9, cases 18. Age, 14 to 15. Males, average IQ 56, absolute deviation 11.1, cases 39. Females, average IQ 55, absolute deviation 10.6, cases 41. Age, 15 to 16. Males, average IQ 55, absolute deviation 9.2, cases 41. Females, average IQ 50, absolute deviation 13.6, cases 28. Age, 16 to 17. Males, average IQ 47, absolute deviation 14.8, cases 20. Females, average IQ 44, absolute deviation 8.7, cases 33. Age, 17 to 18. Males, average IQ 33, absolute deviation 10.9, cases 13. Females, average IQ 51, absolute deviation 8.7, cases 24. Age, 18 to 19. Males, average IQ 44, absolute deviation 13.4, cases 18. Females, average IQ 44, absolute deviation 7.5, cases 15. Age, 19 to 20. Males, average IQ 53, absolute deviation 15.0, cases 9. Females, average IQ 50, absolute deviation 14.3, cases 22. Age, 20 to 21. Males, average IQ 38, absolute deviation 9.1, cases 6. Females, average IQ 43, absolute deviation 8.8, cases 15. Age, 21 to 22. Males, average IQ 44, absolute deviation 10.9, cases 9. Females, average IQ 47, absolute deviation 7.4, cases 12. Age, 22 to 23. Males, average IQ 37, absolute deviation 11.4, cases 11. Females, average IQ 41, absolute deviation 11.3, cases 5. Age, 23 to 24. Males, average IQ 52, absolute deviation 13.4, cases 5. Females, average IQ 55, absolute deviation 12.3, cases 8. Age, 24 to 25. Males, average IQ 47, absolute deviation 9.3, cases 6. Females, average IQ 45, absolute deviation 8.3, cases 12. Age 25 plus. Males, average IQ 41, absolute deviation 1.2, cases 64. Females, average IQ 43, absolute deviation 9.7, cases 103. Figure 5. Presenting graphically the facts of Table 3, Part 1, showing the comparative stupidity of males and females brought for mental examination, age for age. Figure 6. Presenting graphically the facts of Table 3, Part 2, showing the comparative stupidity of males and females segregated in an institution, age for age. Table 4. Showing the distribution of persons measuring below 3 years in mental level from 7 years through adult, both those presented, 1913, and those segregated, 1921. Birthday age, years, 7 to 8. Examined, number of males 7, number of females 5. Segregated, number of males 13, number of females 5. Age, 8 to 9. Examined, males 9, females 2. Segregated, males 9, females 8. Age, 9 to 10. Examined, males 1, females 4. Segregated, males 5, females 6. Age 10 to 11. Examined, males 5, females 3. Segregated, males 7, females 1. Age 11 to 12. Examined, males 1, females 2. Segregated, males 4, females 4. Age 12 to 13. Examined, males 0, females 0. Segregated, males 5, females 8. Age 13 to 14. Examined, males 1, females 0. Segregated, males 6, females 4. Age 14 to 15. Examined, males 2, females 0. Segregated, males 4, females 2. Age 15 to 16. Examined, males 0, females 1. Segregated, males 2, females 6. Age 16 plus. Examined, males 1, females 4. Segregated, males 34, females 28. Table 5, Part 1. Showing the distribution of IQ among persons presented for mental examination as suspected mental defectives by sex, omitting all cases under 7 years of age and all cases under 3 years of mental age, 1913. IQ, 15 to 25. Males, frequency, 8. Percent of total, 1.8. Females, frequency, 6. Percent of total, 1.7. IQ, 25 to 35. Males, frequency, 20. Percent of total, 4.6. Females, frequency, 21. Percent of total, 6.1. IQ, 35 to 45. Males, frequency, 32. Percent of total, 7.5. Females, frequency, 33. Percent of total, 9.6. IQ, 45 to 55. Males, frequency, 64. Percent of total, 15.0. Females, frequency, 71. Percent of total, 20.7. IQ, 55 to 65. Males, frequency, 99. Percent of total, 23.2. Females, frequency, 81. Percent of total, 23.6. IQ, 65 to 75. Males, frequency, 103. Percent of total, 24.1. Females, frequency, 80. Percent of total, 23.3. IQ, 75 to 85. Males, frequency, 61. Percent of total, 14.3. Females, frequency, 36. Percent of total, 10.4. IQ, 85 to 95. Males, frequency, 29. Percent of total, 6.8. Females, frequency, 13. Percent of total, 3.7. IQ, 95 to 105. Males, frequency, 10. Percent of total, 2.3. Females, frequency, 2. Percent of total, 0.5. Table 5, Part 2. showing the distribution of IQ among inmates of an institution for mental defectives by sex, omitting cases under 7 years of age and cases under 3 years of mental age except those measured by Kuhlmann's method, 1921. IQ, 15 to 25. Males frequency 29, percent of total 6.7. Females frequency 24, percent of total 5.4. IQ, 25 to 35. Males frequency 47, percent of total 10.9. Females frequency 49, percent of total 11.0. IQ 35 to 45. Males frequency 66, percent of total 15.2. Females frequency 117, percent of total 26.4. IQ 45 to 55. Males frequency 90, percent of total 20.8. Females frequency 107, percent of total 24.1. IQ 55 to 65. Males frequency 83, percent of total 19.2. Females frequency 81, percent of total 18.2. IQ 65 to 75. Males frequency 72, percent of total 16.6. Female frequency 41, percent of total 9.2. IQ 75 to 85. Males frequency 27, percent of total 6.2. Female frequency 17, percent of total 3.8. IQ 85 to 95. Male frequency 9, percent of total 2.0. Female frequency 5, percent of total 1.1. IQ 95 to 105. Male frequency 9, percent of total 2.0. Female frequency 2, percent of total 0.4. Figure 7, presenting graphically the facts of Table 5, Part 1, showing the comparative distribution of IQ for males and females brought for mental examination as suspected mental defectives. Figure 8, presenting graphically the facts of Table 5, Part 2, showing the comparative distribution of IQ for males and females segregated in an institution for mental defectives. 7. Speculative interpretations. The data here collected show that the pressures which bring about segregation of feeble-minded schoolchildren are differential in their action upon the sexes, but they do not tell us what the pressures are. So far as the present study is concerned, interpretation of the nature of these pressures remains in the state of conjecture. Girls segregated as mentally deficient were more stupid than boys segregated as mentally deficient. Fewer girls than boys are segregated, and the girls who are segregated escape longer than do the boys. These phenomena may possibly arise because 1. Parents are more interested in their daughters than in their sons, and are more reluctant to part from them. 2. Parents and other relatives are more interested in boys than in girls, and counsel is, therefore, more readily sought for deviating boys than for deviating girls. 3. Girls and women have legal and customary means of economic survival which boys and men do not have, and which require a low minimum of intelligence. 4. Intelligence is not so important an element in the social economic survival of girls and women as it is in that of boys and men, so that girls who are extremely stupid do not give concern and are not noticed to the same extent as are boys of the same degree of actual stupidity. 5. Boys, because they are less restricted, come more often into conflict with the law than do girls, and are thus scrutinized and referred more often by courts. 6. The subjective notion as to what constitutes intelligent behavior is different in the case of girls from what it is in the case of boys. 7. Factors not included in any of these conjectures may be operative. Data showing the social economic status of the feeble-minded over 16 years of age among the cases presented for mental examination are given herewith. They are suggestive as to a line of research which might prove fruitful in an attempt to determine what are the forces the differential action of which has been demonstrated. Vocational status of persons over 16 years of age presented as suspected mental defectives, 1913. Vocation: housework at home, Males 1, females 28. Housework for wage, average $4 per month and board, males 0, females 19. Married. Footnote. Marriage is listed as a vocation, since these women all did housework and were in turn supported. End footnote. Males 0, females 16. Prostitute. Males 0, females 15. Still at school. Males 0, females 5. Nursery maid. Males 0, females 3. Engaged to be married. Males 0, females 2. Common law marriage. Males 0, females 2. Factory hand, unspecified. Males 0, females 2. Transfer from an institution. Males 5, females 2. Scrubbing in hospitals. Males 0, females 2. Feather worker. Males 0, females 1. Cabaret singer. Males 0, females 1. Bottle filler. Males 0, females 1. Paper worker. Males 0, females 1. Bookbinder. Males 0, females 1. Laundry hand. Males 1, females 1. Soldering lamps. Males 0, females 1. Chambermaid. Males 0, females 1. Cigar maker. Males 0, females 1. Manicurist. Males 0, females 1. Errand boy. Males 3, females 0. Porter. Males 1, females 0. Candy worker. Males 1, females 0. Delivery boy. Males 1, females 0. Gardener. Males 1, females 0. Rag picker. Males 1, females 0. Plumber's helper. Males 1, females 0. Janitor. Males 1, females 0. Umbrella mender. Males 1, females 0. Helps father. Males 1, females 0. Music student. Males 1, females 0. Newsboy. Males 1, females 0. The above tabulation shows that there is certainly a sex difference in the occupations followed by the feeble-minded. Housework is the basis of survival for a very large percentage of feeble-minded women. This may be for relatives, as paid domestics, as married women, or as common law wives. On the other hand, housework accounts for the survival of but one boy over 16 years of age. Prostitution appears to offer the next most favorable basis for economic survival among the feeble-minded girls here found. There seem to be no occupations which support feeble-minded men as well as housework and prostitution support feeble-minded women. Data showing the social economic status of feeble-minded women have been gathered and presented elsewhere. Footnote. Schlapp, M.C., and Hollingworth, L.S., An Economic and Social Study of Feeble-Minded Women, Medical Record, 1915, end footnote, and are in harmony with the tabulation here made. It is a matter of common knowledge that girls, as a group, are not expected continuously to follow competitive careers for a living. It is expected that their work will be in the household, domestic work and child rearing, performed by the majority non-competitively, as wives or daughters, and without a stipulated wage. Men, on the other hand, form a competitive group, working in rivalry with each other for a wage. This is true of even the simplest work that men do, such as digging with a pick, or loading sand on carriers. It would be expected a priori that the boy who cannot compete would become an object of concern. The girl who cannot compete mentally need not become an object of concern to the same extent, because she may drop into the non-competitive vocational life of the household, where she naturally performs many routine tasks, requiring but rudimentary intelligence, such as peeling vegetables, washing dishes, scrubbing, carrying fuel, and so forth. If physically unobjectionable, as may be the case, she may marry, thus fastening herself to economic support in a customary fashion. Or she may become a prostitute, for survival is possible in that pursuit at a low intellectual level. Thus feeble-minded girls fit in with the existing folkways in a relatively inconspicuous fashion. It should be worthwhile, from the standpoint of school and society, to determine just what the forces are which act to bring about differential segregation, and what the relative weight of each force is. A question of incidental interest arising from the graphs in Figures 1 and 2 concerns the infrequency of individuals over 30 years of age. Why are there so few old people in the samples studied? Of those who are inmates at 12, at 13, or at 14 years of age, but few are left 2 decades later. Whether they die or find adjustment elsewhere by that age, our present study does not inform us. It may be that most of the persons as low grade mentally as those here studied have perished by the age of 40 years. Another question of interest, not answerable from the data at hand, arises from Figures 5 and 6. Why should the IQs become lower as the birthday age of the individuals studied increases, so that adults have the lowest average IQ of all? It may be that the higher IQs among the children win discharge from the institution by the age of maturity. This would not, however, explain the same phenomenon in the 1913 data. The slight and gradual decrease in IQ among the very stupid during the course of development may enter as a factor. Footnote: Kuhlmann, F. The results of repeated mental examinations of 639 feeble-minded over a period of 10 years. Journal of Applied Psychology, 1921. End footnote. By intensive study of complete histories, these questions could doubtless be answered. 8. Conclusions. From the foregoing study, the following conclusions are drawn. 1. More males than females are brought in New York City for mental examination as suspected mental defectives. 2. More males than females are committed to the Municipal Institution for Mental Defectives in New York City. 3. Males and females brought for mental examination as suspected mental defectives and those so committed in New York City are not equally distributed with respect to birthday age. From 0 years to 16 years of age, there is a decided preponderance of males. From the age of 16 years, the reverse is true. The frequency of cases after 16 years is greatly reduced, and almost no cases past the age of 40 are involved. 4. Males and females brought for mental examination as suspected mental defectives and those so committed are not equally old, mental age for mental age. At all degrees of stupidity, females survive longer without examination or commitment than do males of the same mental status. 5. Males and females suspected of being mentally defective and those segregated as such are not equally stupid age for age. The females are of lower grade than the males up to the age of about 16 years. Among the adults here studied, the segregated males have an average IQ of 42.6 and the females have an average IQ of 45.0, while among the adults presented for examination, both males and females have an average IQ of 52. Since the great majority of all cases falls under 16 years, the central tendency of IQ is lower for males than for females. 6. Institutional statistics, showing merely the numerical ratio of the sexes to each other among inmates, are invalid as an index of sex differences in frequency and amount of mental deviation for the population at large. Such institutional statistics serve merely as an index of the extent to which it is comparatively easy and convenient for females who are extremely unintelligent to survive in the performance of their functions in ordinary society. 9. Implications. The implications of this study are of interest for school and society. Among public school children, there are probably more feeble-minded girls than boys, since the girls corresponding to the higher grade boys under institutional supervision are evidently left in the population at large. Yet the registers of special classes for mentally deficient children show more boys than girls in such classes. Feeble-minded girls will doubtless continue to drift with the regular classes, unless selection for special classes is made in a rigidly objective manner. From the standpoint of society, it is of interest to know that feeble-minded girls fit into the existing social and economic order more conveniently than do boys of the same mental quality. Extremely stupid girls thus survive, and presumably reproduce their kind, more easily than do extremely stupid boys. The social order is such that survival for the former depends less upon intelligence than it does for the latter. Insofar as the preponderance of males among segregated feeble-minded persons has been thought to support the theory of greater male variability in intellect, it must be said that a mere census of such persons is without validity as evidence. 10. Acknowledgments. Acknowledgments should be made of the courtesy and cooperation of Dr. M.G. Schlapp, Director of the Clearinghouse for Mental Defectives, the Postgraduate Hospital, New York City; of Dr. John S. Richards, Medical Superintendent, the Children's Hospital, Randall's Island, New York City; and of Dr. Louis E. Poole, Psychologist, the Children's Hospital, Randall's Island, New York City. They facilitated in every way the collection of data on which the study is based. Table 1, Part 1, Table 2, Part 1, and Figure 1 are here reproduced by courtesy of William Wood & Company, publishers of the Medical Record. End of Differential Action upon the Sexes of Forces which tend to segregate the Feeble-Minded. Read by Trisha G.